This video is sponsored by W Energy. Click the link in the description. Use my coupon code Xander25 to get a special offer on W Energy products. What up, I'm Xander, and back in November I talked about some simulator games, and while I liked doing that video, there were a few flaws. Don't get me wrong, it was a fun video to do, and it allowed me to use my green screen that just sits in the corner of my fucking living room, but I realized that I maybe did a few too many skits, and not enough was dedicated to actually talking about the games. So I learned from my last mistakes, and I'm gonna do this again, and try to do it with a bit more of a review mindset this time. So with that, I got 4 simulators lined up, and if you guys like this content, please consider subscribing and even leave a comment with the simulator you want me to check out next. Anyways, let's get to it. So first up, we got American Truck Simulator, and if there's 2 jobs I would never want to do, it'd probably be driving an American truck or being a police officer. Okay, so this one comes to us from SCS Software, who actually specializes in driving sims, this and Euro Truck Simulator being their 2 biggest releases. And man, these ones are pretty popular, even getting DLC that I just have too much dignity to pay for. So pretty much, you can take different jobs from California, Nevada, and even beyond if you have the DLC. We can even select our own driver. And these are pre-selected. Well, I have an unspoken rule with American Truck Simulator where if you have pre-selected drivers, I have to pick the one that looks most like Jeffrey Epstein. Well, I'll be damned. It's about as realistic as I can imagine an actual truck driver's life would be. Really realistic. Of course, there are violations which take away from your money. It's kind of cool how specific you can select your headquarters. Well, I've always wanted to know how it's like to be a total piece of shit, so I'll set up camp in Los Angeles, baby. Like I said, this is a strict realistic simulator, and because of it, the driving is super stiff. Like this, I got stuck between the sign and the signal light. How did I get here? I also have never been to California, so I can't speak on how realistic and accurate this stuff is. At first, the map didn't pin to my screen. I had to be strictly in first-person mode to see it, and yeah, that got kind of annoying. But thankfully, when I accepted my second job, it fixed itself. Not much to say on this one. It's realistic to a T, except for the crashes not doing anything. I literally crashed into oncoming traffic because my Ohioan ass missed the turn, yet my truck was fine with minimal damage. Honestly, it's kind of cool to just drive around, do these jobs. I don't think it's an especially fun simulator, but if driving trucks specifically in America is your thing, I think you'll get into this one. And if driving trucks specifically in Europe is your thing, I'll go ahead and also recommend Euro Truck Simulator 2, which also was handled by SCS. And if driving trucks specifically in space is your thing, you are never going to fucking believe this. Alright, next up we got Cafe Owner Simulator, and if I've ever wanted to be anything, I'd love to be the most insufferable form of a fast food worker. No, I respect all my baristas, Dave Barista. This is, of course, a cafe owning simulator where you take over the business from your father. God, I am so sick and tired of this trope in simulator games. So we get an opening cutscene and oh my Jesus Christ in heaven. Why is Warwick Davis our father in this? Oh, and he also gets sick. Yeah, he doesn't die, but he has a bunch of bills to pay and he was just about to retire. Yeah, welcome to America, bitch. We take over for him. Very slowly. Okay, yeah, first problem, I played for a solid 20 minutes before actually seeing the cafe stuff. Even then, this is more of a general restaurant than anything else. I didn't see coffee at all in the hour I played this game. So why is it called a cafe? A more realistic approach would have been Restaurant Owner Simulator or something like that. I guess that wouldn't have stood out the best, but jeez. So the point of it all is to prepare food and get to the customer. Pretty straightforward. Oh, and there's also a million things that try to get in your way, and don't worry, it's not fun. So the homeless people who apparently overrun the town sometimes come by and throw shit at your windows to break them. Why? Because I didn't give them food? Get a job, you bum! I'm sorry, but this one is just not fun. Without 2 chefs off the rip, which, by the way, can cost a pretty penny off the bat, you're practically rushing around to get stuff done, and one chef just moves so slowly. On day 2, I had to hire another one to speed up production, and it seemed that helped. There's different stats for different potential employees, but the better their stats, the more expensive it is, and the more expensive it is, you know the drill. It's all a budgeting act. It's just not that interesting visually. It's not bad, it's just completely interchangeable to any other simulator like this. It just got repetitive way too quickly, and these customers are ruthless. If their order isn't immediately taken, they just get all pissy. Sorry, Karen. Not to mention, you can't have more active orders than you do active employees. If you have one chef, you can only take 1 order, and so on and so forth. You also gotta love how our fucking restrooms are unlockable, but we got these porta potties. Imagine going to Applebee's, and the waiter comes up to you and says, hey, our restrooms are out of order, but we got these porta potties across the street that the construction crew uses. Like, bitch, I'm already eating at Applebee's. My life is miserable enough. Also, the music just cuts in and out whenever it feels like it. Like, I'm moving my product into the freezer, not a terribly fun process, but listen to the music that just cuts in on its own. Oh shit!
bread box!
Oh, and I wasn't kidding about how long it takes our business flow to start. I didn't start taking orders until 30 minutes in. In that time, I had to clean everything up, rake the leaves, remodel everything like this is damn house flipper, buy the product, make a menu, hire staff, and place all the stuff we need, and finally, we can start making generic-ass food. It just isn't fun, and I know it's just teaching you the setup for a business, but considering they bothered adding a whole thing with us taking over the business for our ailing father, why bother showing the setup too?
Yeah, just like America, right? You run a local business, you think you're doing really good, and you realize this guy's in the presidential cabinet. I was in a episode of Big Bang Theory. Were you?
I wasn't impressed with this one. The pieces are all there, but it's just straight up repetitive and in some cases unfinished. I like the idea, but the execution was all over the place.
All over the place, like my fucking window. Oh my god, I hate homeless people. Okay, that is cheating. Yep, we've run out of ideas, folks. Like, the last two were at least normal jobs. Truck driving, cafe owner, Willy fucking Wonka.
This actually came out this year. Okay, 2025 simulators. For every hardware store simulator, you give me come one, come all, get your f***ing duct tape. That's something equally as weird.
Yeah, so this takes a steampunk approach, kind of like the movie from 2 years prior. And it's actually really cool, very unique and different. Hey, Warner Brothers, I'd like to call your fucking legal team.
That is straight up the pipes we see at the end of Wonka. They aren't even trying to hide that. Well, thankfully, they did try with the actual game because it's honestly a surprisingly fun time to make chocolate.
But first, I gotta name my chocolate factory. Might as well name it after the greatest chocolate factory of all time.
My ass. The focus is to make chocolate to coincide with orders you get. You have a bunch of customers who want different kinds of chocolates with different additives like almonds or strawberries. Like this guy, Arthur, or as I will call him, Josh Groban with a goatee, wants almonds, and you put them in this mortar and grind it up to a specific consistency based on what the customer wants. As for making the chocolate, it depends on what your customer is after. Dark, milk, white. The process is a bit tedious, and especially when you have to use right click to pick something up but left click to use the item, it can get tricky, but you get it down with time. Everything is just so satisfying to do. Even if you don't get a perfect score, which we'll discuss that in a bit, it just feels right to do everything in the order you do it. These customers all vary in their preferences. Arthur seems to like milk chocolate with some kind of additive in it, and we got Mr. Hawk?
Tua.
It's fun to explore these different options, and of course, the packaging station. You can make your own packages for the chocolate with different patterns, stickers you can unlock the further you progress in the game. Oh my god, I love customization in these games. It makes me feel like it's my chocolate factory and only my chocolate factory. And let's not forget the look of it. I can't get over the choice of steampunk. That's such a weird choice, it oddly works for the game. Later on you get a robot named Nugan, and he's cute and all, but I never found a real reason for him. Adds flavor to the game, that's for sure, but gameplay-wise, he more got in my way. Squeaker. Is that a giant rat on my screen? Is this f***ing Narnia or something? Am I about to be serenaded by Aslan, go to f***ing Wonderland and have a seizure? I was joking about Mr. Hawk's name. At least all these people were humans. This guy comes out of absolutely nowhere. F***ing G-Force in this bitch. Wanting some semi-sweet chocolate. At first, I thought you couldn't pin recipes, which made going back to the book over and over a bit of a drag, but I figured it out. Still had to revisit the book occasionally for certain orders, but it never got old or annoying. A few things. The first is the process gets a little boring after a while. I can only play for about 15 minutes at a time when usually I'm able to play simulators for 30 minutes to an hour. Also, I still don't get the additives thing. So you know how you add a certain amount of almonds or
these nuts
or strawberries to the mortar and then add it to the chocolate mixture? Why does the number go down? Like, I added 17 of this number and it went down to 15. Am I adding it too early or not enough? The number clearly matches when I crush the material to a certain consistency, but when I pour it into the chocolate and it doesn't match? What happened between that? Also, I'm just gonna say it, the fact we pick things up with the right mouse button, but use things with the left f***s with me. I do not like it. I'm used to the left mouse being the thing I used to pick up useless shit in Sam & Max, not to pour cocoa powder, you stupid Wonka bitch!
Like, it takes the idea of being Charlie, the boy who got the golden ticket, won the chocolate factory, and makes it all such a chore, which, yeah, I guess that kinda makes sense. I mean, if you're gonna work a job, it's gonna be stressful no matter what. Like, oh wow, your family's poor and your grandparents can't even leave the f***ing bed? Off to the mines with you!
Other than that, I actually really enjoy this one. The aesthetic is unique, the process still is fun despite its repetitiveness, and it's just charming. Very small, but very effective. I kinda like that Wonka is becoming a more popular thing to use in other properties. I don't know, I was pleasantly surprised. It's not perfect by any means, but it's unique, and I think it stands out alright.
And if there's two jobs I would never want to do, it'd probably be driving an American truck or being a police officer. Son of a bitch!
Yeah. A police officer simulator in 2022, when I think America was trying to do anything but simulate a police officer's life. This one actually comes from Astragon, the guys who did Construction Simulator. Okay, I enjoyed that one. It was a bit awkward at times, but this one came out years after that one, so maybe they improved. They did not. Actually, I hate to admit it, I had too much fun with this one. Of course, we get to select a pre-made cop.
See, I have an unspoken rule with Police Simulator where I have to pick the cop that looks the most like Dave Franco. Well, I'll be I gotta buy a lottery ticket.
It offers exactly what you think it does. You get to be a police officer. Your first shift, you hand out parking tickets, which can be a bit tedious because I find it easier to walk around the place rather than driving, as, well, very similar to Astragon's other simulator hit. The driving is realistic, aka I suck. But, god damn it, do I live in Goodville? Freaking Pleasant Valley? Where are the bad guys? Yeah, it seems everyone is on their game today. Only certain vehicles end up being out of traffic codes, such as being on the curb or expired parking meters or license tags being expired. Like, 90% of these cars are all great, but I argue that actually makes finding the violations that much more satisfying. Oh, do my eyes fucking deceive me? Is that an expired parking meter? Well, you, my friend, just got a one-way ticket to pay me money, bitch. Oh god, it got so annoying whenever someone would greet me and I had to 360 myself around the camera to see who it was just so I could press a button to greet them back. Why even add that feature? I'm on the hunt for expired license plates. I don't have time for pleasantries, I'm a fucking cop. But similar to Astragon's other products, it is very realistic. Violations count against you. If you go out of your assigned area, you lose. You, in fact, cannot shoot civilians. I tried and it wouldn't let me. The driving, as I said, is super annoying. It's not even like Construction Simulator where it's stiff. It's actually slippery. It becomes hard to control if you're coming up at a tight turn. And yes, crashing into civilians means you have to file a report and don't want to do that. I'll just shoot someone to reset the day. How about that? My god, this car can pack a punch. You see the size of this thing? It's ramming these bitches. I don't get why they alert me to things like littering and jaywalking. Like, bitch, it's 2025. I'm an officer of the law and I can confirm to you those two things are like 20 times lesser to the crimes I've committed. I'm sorry, my child brain just can't handle the responsibilities. Like I said, it's good I'm not an actual truck driver or police officer because nobody would be alive. In the second shift, we get access to a radar gun, baby. It's been my dream to own the thing James Marsden holds in the first Sonic movie. So I set up camp, aimed my radar gun, and then I realized I had my actual gun equipped by accident, and I once again shot at a random civilian. That must have been a weird day for the guy just trying to get to work.
Oh, you went 60 in a school zone? Cringe.
It's strict on you, and you definitely gotta go in with more of a determined mindset, but damn it, I enjoyed this one, and it even has some DLC that I meant to check out but just didn't have the time. It's not the most groundbreaking simulator out there, but considering the last sim I checked out from Astragon didn't impress me much, this being passable is a definite win for them.
Oh, well, that's another simulator special down, and honestly, I really enjoy doing these, and if you guys want to see more of them, please leave a comment down below what you want me to check out. And of course, with these simulators, I'll leave them all down in the description if you want to check them out yourself. Well, I'll see you guys on Friday for the April review.
Chicken drop.
Hell yeah.